Get out. Get out. Get out. Out yet. Lily likes trying to get in the action. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. On the phone to Terry. 1 on, 10 on, north. Hey, where's the thumbs up? Get your thumbs up. Push the like buttons if you like it. Smash the like buttons. Johnny Jump. Hello, mate. Freedom. Hiya. Big love to Emma and in the chat. Hope you're all having a nice day. Yeah, it's a lovely dinner. Beautiful wife made a beautiful dinner. We had some chops, gravy. My face is white. You don't have to do. I'm going to have to go in this camera. Look, somebody said there's in this camera there's settings, and you can make your face more colourful or more white. So it's too white. So I'm going to have to. I don't know how to do the settings on it. I have to have a look. Well, Emma will. Growing global. All right, Brian. Emma. Yeah, we're okay. Donna, hello, love. You all right? Johnny Jump again. Very quiet tonight. 38 on. Don't forget to push the like buttons, guys. Freedom. Hello there, mate. Freedom. It's got to be free. And forever. Got to be free. Dance forever. Brilliant, that song. The old 90s songs, 1991, 1990s. The old rave songs, the old nightclubs and that, great. Johnny Jump. Anthony Lunn. John Lee Clark. Good evening, Brian. Good evening, John. Johnny Jump. Johnny Jump. Martin Valentine. Hello, mate. God bless you. Miss Cherry Fizz. Brian and Emma, happy Father's Day. Emma sang a song to me on the phone with Eli for Father's Day. Hugh Hardberg, hello Hugh, another great lad. CH27. Oh yeah, he's been saying that he's going to write 100 books. We're not even going to mention his name, but we've been hearing that for the last fucking 10 years or something. Same as all the other shites he's going to do. It's just all cuckoo shit in his head. Just let him live in that Walter Mitty head. That's all we will do. But we all know it's all shit. He's also doing the Sykes movie, and the people who are doing the tune for it is what do you call them? I think Dance into the Fire. It's Duran are doing the theme tune for Paul Sykes. Well, when they did the James Bond theme tune, they got, I think it was £12 million for it. But how was he getting £12 million to fucking pay them? Just cuckoo shit all the time. Kakalaka. We'll see, won't we? We've been hearing it. There's no books. It's all getting tucked down there in America soon as well. The lady's been on the phone to the woman. She's getting back to her tomorrow or tonight. And she works for the fraud department in Kindle, so which is great. That's her job. So the other lady who does she's helping us with the Amazon in England. She does litigation. She's a very, very clever person, but it's not her game. But the other one, that's what she does for a living. She worked there 10 years. She's gone back about 8 months after it. She's been out of work and gone back working for the Kindle Amazon in America, which is a different setup, different way they work it. So he's selling books over there. They just go, as soon as they say that letter of the judge, the fraudulent case, all of them will get took down. So same as the other one in England. It's only the next couple of weeks, the whole lot's going to get took down. So much for my channel getting struck off. Absolute garbage again. So much of me getting locked up. Garbage again. So it's all good news, isn't it? So it's all great news. I'm going in tomorrow to see about my devices. I'm phoning tomorrow to see about my devices to get them back. So if I get them, there's another thing in the closet. So I'm just getting on with my life and just doing my things and having a bit of fun. Having a good night tonight. Bora, Tifo, hi everyone. I'll tell you a few stories. I used to have a friend called Mark Speedy Arms. He got shot to death. Good lad, good kid. If I had to sit and see him over there, one blasted me, just went boom, shot him in a second without even thinking about it. I had 4 people like that who were really dangerous with firearms. And I had hundreds of people working for me, hundreds and hundreds, working in the day, the ecstasy and the clubs and the rave clubs and everything, different nightclubs and pubs. So anyway, we went over to a place called Billingham, which is where I had to fight with the Iceman, where I saved Chris Curry's life. where the so-called idiot again said I was making up. So Chris come on, give his version, told the story, and proved to you it was all truth. And I've even got the statements from the courts to prove it was truth. But the so-called idiot we talked about, he already seen the statements, he's already seen it and put them in the book. So why would he put them in that book if it was rubbish? Why would he put them in the resurrection book if it was rubbish? So it proves they were true, you know. So they're only detrimental because it's trying to be detrimental to us now. But like we're saying, we're not bothered what he says. You can put 2,000 posts up a day, I'm not bothered. Everyone knows the truth now. Everyone knows it's exposed. And everyone, you only have to look at the pizza box, a pizza box video on what's going to be coming on Irish Bulls. There's one there where he's calling me because I've got 2 teeth missing. He hasn't got any teeth. He's got no teeth. So he's like, he's forgot. He's probably put the teeth in the box. So he's doing that with the box, laughing. He's like, he's got no teeth. So all this time, his teeth have obviously come out, but obviously the stuff he takes, that Mr. Brown stuff, that rot you and decay your teeth. So he's got no teeth. So he's calling me because I've got 2 teeth missing. He hasn't got any. So Emma put on, darling delights. Hello, Brian and Emma and all in the house. Thank you very much. Helen James, hello, love. Hope you're having a great day. It's been weird, isn't it? Smack the like buttons. Oh, don't say that word when he's about. He'll be straight on the door. Smack the like buttons. I like that one. Yeah, don't forget to smash the like buttons or push the like buttons. Don't use that word. He'll be knocking on the door. Yeah, so we're not mentioning that idiot's name no more, like I said, but he can put what he wants up, but there's no books, there's nothing, there's no Brian Clough, there's no now, it's all bullshit. So anyway, me and Speedy we met in a rave. I did a fight with this wrecking crew gang I told you about. I think it was a 17 jump me, and I ended up on the fight, one of the main ones. He bit me face. I've got a scar on my face here. He bit me face. So I've knocked him down at one top and punching the fuck out of him in this club called Berlin's. And they hit me with bars and all. So anyway, the police turned up and they wanted me to press charge. I went, no, I fell down the stairs. I'm not interested. And I went to the hospital. I had a broken nose, broken cheekbone, and a broken rib. My rib was broke. And I had a broken finger. But I never made charge, didn't press charge on anyone. And they ended up being, in the end, they ended up friending me and they ended up being friends. So when we got the rave clubs, everyone was like in love with everyone. Oh, we love you a bit, big fella. We're sorry about all the old stuff. So you can get yourself in. And they all used to come to the rave club. So we started the rave clubs. It was in there. The very first rave, Eli, the very first rave club was in Saltburn. It was called Fillmore's, but that was a proper nightclub. But they made it. It was like a rave club. So they used to come in, like sirens going off, like a World War II used to be, and then they'd have like gas masks on, like World War II gas masks walking around. And they used to put Vicks in there. In the gas mask and walk around. So like Darth Vader walking about, and I was, what the fuck? And then he'd say, oh, because it makes the ecstasy work better, and they'd be all dancing on it. But it was more like a acid type rave then, in the late 80s, and then to the 90s, it come in, the good music came. So yeah, it got really good. So I used to work that door, but the only bad thing about that door is when you went there. I had to get there. I used to go there on the bus, get a bus from the town, or get dropped off when Norman Bushby, who's Kid of Bushby, started not what do you call him? Can't get his name. Oh, shit, can't get his name. DJ. No, fucking hell, can't get his name. Don't forget Jason Bushby. Jason Bushby was a DJ, see. So I used to get live with his dad. He was the doorman, his dad, and we used to work there. And I was only 21 when I worked there. So I'd go in Salt and Peppers, I remember them too, and that type of song. And all them used to be on. And I used to work up the middle of this. There was 3 floors. The main floor downstairs, the big floor, and the top one. It was massive club, had thousands of people in. And we used to have, it was all young people and middle-aged. It wasn't many middle-aged people. It was all like people from 20-year-old to about 30-year-old, let's say. So they used to go out there drinking. A lot of travelling lads used to go in. A lot of travellers from Gisborne and all that from down there, rough lads. So what they used to do, because it was in the middle of nowhere, Saltburn, you can see it at the banks there. You go down the bank, there's a massive bank in Saltburn. And the buses, what we had to do was put the buses on at, say, 2 o'clock in the morning when it shut. So people could, can you shut the door, please? I could hear them talking, I can't concentrate. So I would be in the club and say there was a fight. and then you'd be fighting these lads, and then you'd put them out, and then you'd come out, and then you'd like, shit. You have to walk up this big bank. It was a nightmare. So you'd walk up this bank to the top. There'd be 5 buses, 52-seater buses, there used to be. So it'd be the bus driver on, and then you think, wait a minute, I'm getting on this bus. I've just been fighting with about 6 lads there, and they're all going to be on the bus with me. So you're on your own on the bus. So then you'd have to fucking get into fights, but it wasn't so bad. But sometimes I got unstuck. I had to throw one out the back door. Didn't open it and throw them out when it was driving. It was stuck, throw them out. But there was a few that I threw down the bank. It was a big bank and it was full of mud. Could come up with fucking mud all over them. Say, "Oh, and then get on the bus, big fella. I won't be able." Even though I was massive then, I was still bigger than them. But yeah, that was the first rave. And then the first big rave, 24-hour rave, was called the Eclipse Club in Brunswick, Stockton. So we got that going. Don LaRoche and Steve Lloyd opened it up. And then anyway, I did all the security in there because the first night they opened, there was hardly anyone there. So I got older people from Liverpool, from Manchester, from Birmingham, from Bradford, from Luton, from all over. I used to work in different places. And they started coming. So it held about 3,000 people. And we used to have the club. I just used to work the door. I used to work from the Mall. Tony Johns used to work the door. Tony Stubbs, I think, worked a bit with us. And we used to have that club. So we'd have it open. That dinner's come back up on me. So we'd have it open and you'd charge it 10 to get in on a Friday and 15 on a Saturday. So that was like £25, 3,000 people in there. Do you know what I mean? It was fucking ridiculous the amount of money they were taking on the door. And we had to take the money from there and then get somebody to take it home with them and hide it in the house. Just in case the cops come and see all the money, in case they could take it off us. We weren't sure, but we couldn't because we could prove where we got it from. We had all the receipts. So it was a loophole in the law. If you owned it as a dance club, you could open it. People would have to sign to say, like, I like dance music, I'm coming. I like the culture, and I want to. And so they would have to join 24 hours before, and then they could come in the club because they'd be down, their name would be down. But the only thing you couldn't get is I tried to get the alcohol. You couldn't get an alcohol license, so we weren't really bothered about the alcohol license because everyone was on the dubs and the E's and jumped about the ecstasy. And then you'd sell you'd buy a tin of Coke for 10 pence and sell it for £1. So you make a fortune on the tins of Coke. You make like 10 grand or something over the weekend on tins of Coke and tins of pop and orange and stuff. Then we used to do ice pops. We used to have them, and I'd have 100, and I'd just get the bottle, give them all away free to people because we made that much money. And then the rave music would kick off, and you'd be dancing on the dance floor and messing about and stuff, and everyone would come around and shaking your hand. You'd walk through the fucking floor and everyone just walk out the way of us and walk round. Stephen Michael Sayers used to come down. Stevie Abaddon from Newcastle, all them lot used to come. And we used to have a great time. Viv Graham's right-hand man used to come down. What was he called? He's bleeding name now. Stewie Armstrong used to come down. He was a good lad. And he used to rave all night with us on the floor, dancing and all that stuff. No trouble in out. And the cops weren't bothered because there was 2,000 or 3,000 people in there. That was them all off the street. So all the streets became less trouble on the streets. The crime rate came down, everything, because everyone was off their head dancing, going in there about, say, 8, 9, 10 o'clock, something like that, until they were getting up, going out the next day, 10, 12. It was a 24-hour rave. You could keep it open. Most people would go in for about 12, 14 hours and go home. So we'd shut the doors and then open them back up the next day again and have another rave. But sometimes we had, like, the weekend ones, we'd have that, like, say, 3-day rave, you know, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and people would go home on the Sunday night to get ready for work on the Monday because it was a bank holiday. So, yeah, we used to have great, it was chock-a-block with people, everyone dancing, jumping about. If there was any trouble, I'd sorted it out. So when you had 3, 4 doormen on, we didn't need loads of doormen on because I was in there and all the people behind me, I was like Speedy and all the lads from Garby, all the lads from Stockton, lads from Middlesbrough and lads from like all the Stockton area lads had been there with us. Most of the wrecking crew had befriended me. So we used to have a great night, you know. So we used to do all that shit. But then we'd go and drop the little fellas off, say, on a Tuesday, Wednesday people. Then they give them then Thursday night people go raving, Friday, Saturday. Sunday you didn't do as much. So anyway, we went over a lad who had Speedy some money in Billingham. So we decided to go over because he owed him 500 quid for the E. So he's gone over to get it. We've gone into this pub. It was a Sunday afternoon. It was about 2 o'clock, I think it was. about 1, 2 o'clock. We've gone in. It was near Christmas time. There was you get a dough, Christmas dough, and you'll get them. They'll make you do it on. They say the 16th or the 17th of Christmas. They're all out, these lads. So there's about 10, maybe 15 lads in this pub, and there was the biggest lad. Yeah, do you remember them Wrangler jackets that were like padded a bit, and you could have them? You look like they look bigger than you wear, but they were padded, right, Wrangler jackets. And he was in this lad, fucking thought he could fight. Anyway, we've gone to this lad who was the barman, worked behind the bar. He said, "Oh, I haven't got your money out." Anyway, I've got it tomorrow night. And Speedy said, "Look, you fucking messing me about." And anyway, Speedy gave him a fucking punch because he owed this money for fucking weeks and weeks, taking the piss he was. So this lad went up that, and we went to walk away, and then he came over this lad and he said, "Hey, John, you grab him." Went to grab Speedy, and I went and bang, hit him. And there was a fruit machine, you know, them ones where you put like a pound in, and you ding, 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 all that fucking shit. Never been into them. So I've hit him, bang. So he's at the fruit machine, and you know, like in the films where it goes bing, 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 and all the money comes out. Well, that never fucking happened. It went bing, 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 and the lights flashed all over, but nothing. You know, the films you see, like Clint Eastwood or something. I wasn't in that movie, so I did the machine. It went bing, 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 but nothing came out of the machine. I think you bastard like that. So we walked out. Then about 5 or 6 of them stood up, and a couple of them recognised me. He went, "Sit down, you daft cunt, you're going to get murdered in a minute. Fucking sit down." The other one, the brother went, "Sit fucking down." Brian Cockerill went, "Oh," and they just sat down. They didn't know me, these kids from this area, but some of them did. "You'll get fucking killed, you that bastard. Sit down." And the other went, "Sit down." It's Brian Cockerill. He went, "Oh, I didn't know it was you, Brian." So the one I bet, he didn't even know. So he'd come over and shook my hand. So he shook my hand. It didn't hit my hard, fucking. It was all right, just, you know, something unconscious. Picked him up, and I got him a drink. So we sat there with him fucking drinking. So we're in there about 3 hours with him drinking after it. So I end up fighting. And he said, "Do you want to lead?" And we started selling, allegedly, we started selling the meat. Everyone's off the fucking head. So we're in this little pub called Elgin's, it was called, just near the station in Billingham. And the fucking pubs, fucking everyone's raving in the pub. There's people in there, 50-odd-year-old, taking ecstasy, fucking tablets off their head, on the floor, crawling, you know, cabbage, because you eat cabbage like that, and water, crawling on the floor on the hands and knees. So, you're shaking the mouth because he makes your mouth shake. And they go, to talk. I mean, Speedy fucking pissed ourselves laughing because we're off our heads. Everyone had a great night, and the manager of the pub, and everyone was marvellous with us. And you got the money off the lad in the end. But yeah, just fucking funny times with Speedy. He was fucking hilarious. He didn't give a fuck. He said to my mate Steve from Artery, he said, "Well, I can't be bothered with all that fucking training in the gym and stuff. I just pulled one of them out and fucking blasted me. See, I was pulling with them and a big fucking knife he pulled out of that. And he pulled a fucking handgun out the other side of his thing. I'll just fucking shoot him. I'll go bang, fuck off. Can't be bothered rolling around and getting full of mud and all that stuff. He's hilarious. But he didn't give a fuck. He was not scared of anyone, you know. And he'd do out for me. He was a really good kid. So he got bad on the crack, and he was starting to tax like I did. And he went to do a deal with someone over in Middlesbrough, and he got there, and he ordered, I think, 2 ounces. I think they ordered gear off him, or I'm not sure if it was the other way around. So he got there. I think it was 2 ounces involved, and the lad's gone up to him and went, "You all right?" And he went, "Yeah, all right." He always used to, he had like a nervous snigger laugh, but he laughed all the time. I remember what it made me was like, he used to laugh like that. And he went, "All right." And he said, "Yeah." And they just turned around and went, boom, blew fucking hole right through him, killed him stone dead. Just between Groveville and the other side, where the church is. Shot him in Middlesbrough, killed him. The 2 lads, Bowler and Kappa, got caught. I think they got 30 odd years for the murder of Speedy. One of them died in jail with cancer after 12 years. He did 12 years. The other one's out now. He was seen not long ago in the area. But yeah, he got killed. So it just shows you that, like military, like Peter O, another great lad, he got stabbed to death. Lee Duffy got shot to death. There's that fucking many people who've gone. You used to work from Little Kev Paddy Watson, Wagga Watson. They're all gone. They're all dead. Thank you, Watchdog Joe. Gifted one, Brian Cockerill membership. Thank you very much, brother. So there's hardly any of them left. You know, the old school, they're all just dropped like flies, and just it's fucking terrible. The things I've done more than anyone, I'm getting into more fights than anyone, being fucking shot at more than anyone, stabbed in it with bars and everything more than anyone. I'm still here. So it just shows you there must be somebody up there likes me to keep me going. Another one, Paul Jebrick, another great lad. He said, in his book he put, I've never seen anyone bend 6 plates each end and rip it out in my life. He said, Brian Cockerill, the strongest man I've ever known. Another one said I was the best. You know, all these people don't keep making lies up where the fake little asswipe. He's lying. You just have to look in the lads' books. You just have to read the people's books. You just have to listen to people like Stephen Sayers, Norman Buckland, Matt Legg, fucking all these people talk, like Lee Wortley, who's written all the books on McLean. They don't make these stories up about me. These stories are legendary in Teesside. People know. The Hartlepool lad was over Hartlepool yesterday. They all love me over there. I was brought up there since I was a kid. Mick Sorby's one of my best. Mick Sorby looked after us as a kid. And he tried to do that, spoil that as well. But it's all backfired on him now. Every single thing what we've said, we've proved to everyone. We've outed him. We've shown what he is. So we're moving on from him. But all the shit he's done, it was also unnecessary. He could have just kept working instead of just paying people every month. He could have been doing that for the rest of his life. He could have been working for the all. Me and Terry said the same. He could have been working with us all, but you obviously bullshit me. All the other people he's ripped. He could have done more books with him, done more stuff with him, done films with him, all sorts. We've just done the Sayers movie. That's out now, I think. So I have to get the dates up here and put up for you. That's out. We're in movies now. We're actually in the movies. I did one called This Is Birmingham. I'm going to have to follow him because it should be out soon. I did that with him last year. So, and they're going to do This Is Birmingham too. So I'm in movies now and stuff. Only the bit parts, but I'm going to be in a bigger part next time because I'm going to, obviously I didn't have the injuries were that bad. I had to keep sitting down to do it. But I liked the movie we did with Stephen and them, and with Stephen what do you call it? Stephen Wraith. We did the movie with him and Neil Jackson, fantastic person, and Roger, cameraman from London. He does loads of documentary. I did a couple of documentaries with him, lovely man. And he said, "You're really good. You're coming across. Well, you'll see me in the film anyway." He said, "You come across brilliant. The way you've done it in your brain." There's Danny Christie fighting with Guy Furby. I think one's called Bill and one's called whatever, Wild Bill. I can't remember the other one's name now. So they're fighting. I've got to referee them in the middle. So it was good. It was a good experience to be there. And it was about 70 people there. Me and Emma were there, and it was just everyone was just lovely day out. You know, just an experience what you can treasure. I think I've done a movie. I've done like 2 now. So not many people get to be in movies. So it's great to just do one. But I'm in 2. But I reckon they're going to do the Taxman movie in the next year or so. There's people on about doing it now. We've had contacts of people from different areas. Colin Maguire, Watchdog Johnny. Yeah, so it's nice to be nice, isn't it? Samsung Galaxy 2021. Opinion Glaswegian, I've just seen you there, son. You all right? Trap Mafia, another great lad. Need to do it again. Unhidden, I don't know what that means. Think if you've unhidden him, I need to do it again. My chest is bad. Colin Maguire, it's a proper Irish name. See that every time, don't I? Colin's one. My chest has really been bad. So I was super big, super fit, and running everything. I had every fucking place box off, especially Teesside this way, everything box off. I was the only person to be able to go to Newcastle and Sunderland and do gear up there as well. I had not all of it, but I had quite a few places up there doing it because Ernie Bjork, Ernie didn't do stuff, but I did myself. I had lads up there waiting for us. I used to go up there and Annabelle's and all them clubs and have all them boxed off and then go to Newcastle and go to them places. But Sunderland was more ravey than Newcastle, and so was like Teesside was the first place to do it in the northeast. We were the very first place to do it. First ones to get a 24-hour rave, and they come down about the place. They'll come in a couple of times, pretending to be, "Can we join? We're RAF officers." I thought, "You're fucking coppers. You can just tell they all, no matter where they're from, what country, wherever, they've all got the same dally. We need to talk to you in the vicinity. We took evasive action." We all talk the same like fucking Daleks. So you just know the coppers. You just know the way they walk and they talk and the fucking anyway they come in. Oh, we just we'd like to join. Well, what? So I said to him, "What's your best favourite?" You know, if you're a raver, right? So if you're a raver and you're in a rave club, and we go all the time, they said, and we rave and all that. So I said, "Yeah." So right, give me 3 rave songs, and you know, not one of them, 4 of them. Not one of them knew a fucking rave song. So your coppers fucking get out. Made him go out, throw them out the fucking club. Fucking full of shit, undercover place. Didn't know a rave song. But you go every week. Fuck off. Just absolute QF. What's the next word for that band? QF. They didn't have a clue. QFX. They didn't have a fucking Q. Didn't have a Q. Didn't have a clue. So I knew they were fucking liars because that's what they are. Coppers, fucking barefaced liars, every one of them. None of them would fucking lie straight in bed, especially in this town. So yeah, so weird city. Bless Eli. What about blessing me? Yeah, me time. Just me. Yeah, I'll do some talk to each other now. Cartman. Hello, Cartman. Great lad. Yeah, 46 on. Don't forget to push the like button. So then we've got the raves in that street there in Brunswick Street, just off Dovecote Street. So we had that rave there for about a year and a half, I think it was. And then I used to work in another club, and it was called Henry Africa's. It used to be a theme park place, like, you know, like Africa, with all the masks, like voodoo masks up, and like bushes and little lions' faces on the wall, and like people dressed up in thingy skirts, like grass skirts and all that type of stuff. So it was a good theme thing. So you used to come in, it would be the African Queen, the film was on today, Humphrey Bogart. That was it was like a ship, like a little bit of a ship. You walked in, you paid there. I can't remember the girl's name. She used to work. She used to be John Brack's friend. And people come in, paid, and you walk up the foyers, both sides like that. But it's been there for years. All like the Beatles and all them had been on there, and like people like Cliff Richard and loads of top singers in the 50s and 60s. And Chubby Brown come on, and Bear the Man and come on one night. He said, "All right, lads." So we all stood around. I think there was about 10 of us, no, about eight of us were at the door. So we're on the door, and he went, "I want that big cunt there. I want him there." He's pointing at me. I went, "Mate, what do you want me for?" He went, "I want you to look after you on stage. Make sure you stand next to me." I went, "Okay, Mr. Manry." So I'll call me Bernard, son. Okay. You see, you haven't fucking left your coat hanger and your jacket up, your son. Fucking my shoulders are massive. And he was funny, Bernard, man. He was really funny. He's a lovely man, and totally different, you know, off stage, totally different, but lovely person. So he goes, "Wait a minute, he's a big cunt, and he's a fucking big cunt like that, smoking like that." And he went, and he said, "I bet a lot of people are scared of him." Fucking scared of him, he said. If he said it was like, I think it was a Wednesday night, he said, if he said it's fucking Friday, it's fucking Friday. And then he went, "Come to think of it," he said, it's Christmas. Good King Wenceslas looked down on the business. He started singing a song like that. It's fucking hilarious. He was. Chubby was funny. Chubby Brown was funny. We used to go to his house all the time. Chubby lived on near Emma's relation was in the band with him when he used to sing. And one day the electric went off and they couldn't play the band. So he said, "Can you tell any jokes?" Or something like that. Oh yeah. So he started telling jokes. So you got more money for telling jokes than you do for playing the band. And he lived next door to me, Uncle John McGivern from Redcar. He lived next door at the Lakes Estate. And he was always fighting with his missus and all that, but yeah, he was good. And his son passed away, God bless him. He used to come to my other rave. Well, I'll tell you about that in a minute. So we're in this club. It's called the across the road. There's an army base. I think it's Red Berries. So we're in there, and hot chocolate and being, "I believe in miracles." All them used to go on. We had fucking Four Tops, Go Loco, Down in Acapulco, and all that stuff. We had all that. We had loads of the Bay City Rollers on. We had fucking London Boys. We had fucking Eddie Kidd, the motorbike lad. We had fucking, can't go on forever. There was that many people. Stylistics, fucking hell, Mud, I Want to Love Your Tiger Feet. All them lot. We had them all on there. There was fucking every week. There was 7 acts on every week. 7 nights we worked. And there was a stripper night on the Monday. And it was all women that used to come. When the woman strip was on, it was all fucking women. There was more women in there than there was fucking men. That was a Monday night because we got paid the Monday book. So I was on the back, and I've come through and I've seen the big basket. So the strippers are coming in with the stuff and all that. Fucking food, get in. I was always eating, fucking greedy as fuck I was. So I flicked the fucking, got the thing that opened it. No big basket where you get your food in. Flicked it up, a fucking big python. He jumped out like I fucking shit myself. Fucking screamed, put the lid down, and Bernie's laughing his fucking head off. He knew that was in there, the cunt, because he seen the one put it in the bag. So the stripper had a snake in the fucking in the basket, like a proper big basket. I went, "Oh!" I jumped out my fucking skin, a big fucking python it was. Fucking hell. I've held them and everything, but you know, I've got the fright. And in the nightclub, I thought it was fucking sandwiches, everything, a big snake in the fucking thing. It might have been called Jamie. Maybe that's how he started off. But yeah, fucking hell. So anyway, we're in there. Benny's Devitt, he's a great lad. He used to work at the dog me. Loads of fights. So we're in this night. Tony Stubbs was telling the story. He's poorly now, Tony. Let's get better, son. So anyway, we're in there. So these 4 tops have come and said, look, do us a favour, can you stay there and stop people coming backstage? Because we're knackered. They flew all the way from America, only been in the town for an hour, wanting to do this gig on stage, probably 30 minutes singing, and then get home. They were going to go to the hotel. It was called, what the fuck was it called? Swallow Hotel, it was called, in Stockton. We're going to the boat in there. I said, yeah, just need a mile. He said, yeah, that's right, big fella. I said, promise you won't hear what I said. No, you'll get past me. So this one went, I'm going to see the thing. I said, you can't go back there, love. I said, it's private. Then probably getting the clothes off, getting showers. I mean, you can't go in that dressing room. It's the dressing room for the lads. So anyway, they're in there. She said, well, I've paid to see them. I said, so all these other people. I said, they're here to sing. You've come to see them on stage. So they've got on stage and they've sang. So then she went, I want to go and see them. I said, you can't go back there. That's the show over. You paid for, you've got the entertainment. You've seen them. I'm not allowed to let you pass. If I let you pass, I won't get paid tonight. I'll probably get the sack. I can't let you pass. So she went to fucking hit me with a bottle. No, sorry, she hit me with a glass. That was it. And I moved back out of that and I just pushed her out of the way. You fucking idiot. So he went, that's my missus that anyway. He fucking threw these 3 punches at me. I just went, that bang, hit him. Just chopped him on the face. And the next minute, there was these fucking army lads in. And they were dressed up as togas. Togas, I mean, do you know, like Roman with like a sheet on. They're dressed up like with sheets on and like sandals on their feet. He went, I like you see you do that to a parrot. That was a parrot. Parrot, that's a red. Is that red belly's a parrot? I like you see that do that to a parrot, he said. So there's 4 of them there. They come at me. I went bang, 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 dropped 3 of them on the floor. Grabbed one, I threw them, because the walls weren't even plastered. What the walls were, they were this like, do you know that stuff they made in the 50s for films where it looked like a castle and everything, but it was like a plasticky mold stuff. You'd make film scenes with it. Oh, I can't remember what it's called now. I fucking ran him right through the fucking plastic thing, like the wall thing. You go right through the wall to the other side of the proper wall outside. So they're getting up off the floor. So I've gotten down. Another one's having to go at me. I've just grabbed him and just fucking oiled him over the table. And then another 2's come at me, and I've taken one of them and grabbed one, and then I've pushed them out the door to the side, and the lads have all seen me on the top and run down to help me. But these are getting knocked out all over the fucking place. Fucking padders are all over. Anyway, I've got in the back door and got one of them out. And there's another one coming beside of me. So Big Benny's grabbed him and Cookie and threw him out the way. So anyway, I've come outside, and as I come outside, the rain's fucking lashing it down. But there was a bit of a bank like that where in the corner. So the rain's just like torrential rain, it's like. So I've got this lad, and I've threw him in the corner. So he's in there, like in the corner of the wall, like that, in that corner there, pinned. And he's trying to fight. He threw 2 punches, he caught me with 2 shots, but he never budged me. So I've gone to the body. I went bang, bang, bang. He's going, and on this noise like that, cooking, fucking hell, why are you going to kill him? So they pulled me off him, took him out, and we put them out. But them due, they come back a week later, and they come to the door and said, look, we're the ones who fight you the week. He said, look, it's our fault. Can we shake hands? And everyone, the lads shook hands. Oh, you come in. You're a big cunt, you aren't you? And he took my fucking head off. He said, they were talking me just good as gold. I said, give them all a drink each. And they're like, and every single time they see me in the town or anywhere, they come over, make a fuss of me. They said, fucking you can fight for fun, you big fella. And really nice people, like really nice lads and that, but the fucking crackers would never had a drink. But they said it was our fault. He said, we caused it. He said, you're only doing your job. And they were all right with us, but I still know about them now in the town, still see him now. He's fucking a bit younger than me. And he had a good go with me, give me his due, but he did have a good go, but I'd only knocked 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the fuckers all off, threw 2 or 3 of them around and knocked 4 of them out unconscious. But one I put through right through the wall, right through. It wasn't the wall, it was like a plastic. I can't explain it. Like the old. Do you remember that film Planet of the Apes, where that Ape City, it's called, all the apes are there. That type of stuff it is. They make it's like a foam. Somebody is clever enough to know what I'm on about. It's like a foam that can spray it and it goes dead hard dead quick. They make like cactus and that. They make it look like a cactus and things like that. Just for a film scene, it's for like in the Mummy and things like that. They have it. So I had to fight with all them lads, bashed them all. And then they used to come in and talk to me all the time. But one night, we had a fight with these lads. They came and they were called. There was a wrecking crew before I befriended them. So we had a bit of a fight with them, beat them down the town. So they've come round, about 30 of them, maybe more. So we're in the club when you go in the club, you walk up the stairs. You put it in Norton Road, Henry Africa's, or the Coliseum, you'll see it. I used to stand on the top of the steps, and you could see. It was good because anyone would say there was a gang coming. You had the height advantage because you're on the steps. Because if you were throwing punches down, it's harder than coming up. That's why you see in the old films, we'll have the horses at the height advantage coming down the hill on someone, and they've fucking got sticks or spears. It's very hard to fucking stop it coming down because the weight is a lot more heavier. Because you're coming downhill, it's easier to run down the hill than run up a hill. Your balance goes when you run up. So anyway, they've come, fucking mob, and they said we're coming back. They didn't have come back. So over the road there was a garage, and the cars used to come. They'd take the cars on the back alley. The gate would open, and then they'd lock the gate. They were hid behind the gate. There was about 15, 20 here, and about 15, 20 that side, and then another few on the other side. There was these gardens. It was a place where people would, like, there were flats. So maybe 30, 40 of them all in. So we'd come out. So what we used to do, we'd let the manager come, Nigel would come out and he'd lock the big steel shutters down. And we'd go around we'd go out the back way, and he'd lock the back door first, and then he'd do the shutters. So we'd come out the back way, and then little Jacko from Grangetown, Jacko, if you're watching, he used to look after the car in case the cars get damaged for people. He used to get about 10 a night, which was good money them days. late 80s, about 88, I think it was. So Jacko's seen them, said, oh, there's a load of lads over there, look. So as we were coming out the back way, John used to take us home. The car John Black used to have he had a Jaguar. Do you remember what you call it? Fucking hell. Minder. Remember Minder when he goes and gets his Jag? The Arthur Daly. So John got the exact same brand new Jaguar as him. Me, him and Steve Corbo was his stepson. John from Queen Street, South Bank. Great man. Taught me loads of stuff, like a dad to me on the door, teaching me, like, don't go running for them when you're at your size because you'll tire out. Let them come to you. You stand in the middle of the ground, like in the ring. He's taught me loads of skills in boxing, left hooks, and how to shadow box properly up with a string on a washing line and things like that. Really, really clever man fighter. Well, the best fighter we ever had here. One of the greatest fighters ever. Watchdogs Johnny, gifted one bride Cockerill membership. As Minster General and MC Raw Dog, I don't support either of them. So, what's the story now? Reading all that. Fucking hell, yeah, the fight. So, we're out. So, the next minute, Bob Ross shouts, watch, they've got bricks. Or not, Bucko it was. Tony Bucko. He lives in America now. His brother's great boxer. He was called Little Dave Boxing. Fucking hell, he could fight for fun. Remember, like, fist of steel, hands of steel. Remember him? What you call him? Roberto Duran. He was like him, little Bucko. He's fucking tough as. So anyway, we go on the boxing meeting, Bucko, just to jump on the Bucko and me. So we're on the bus one night. We used to get the bus from Redcar to go to what's it called? Lingdale Boxing Club, and Ray Hood was a boxer, boxing promoter, and I used to box. He used to box, and I went on the pads with him. Fucking hell, he said, have you boxed before? So I went, no, I was about 20, I think, the first time I boxed. So then I took him when he took me on the big heavy bag, and I was hitting the bag, and it was fucking nearly hitting the ceiling. He went, fucking power off this kid. So anyway, people started to talk about me. He died, would take me on the pad, say power's unreal. And I was boxing up there with him. I said, I might pack in, like Bucko. He said, why? Because it was about 15, 20-minute ride on the bus. We'd go, we just have a laugh. And I used to live in the gym downstairs, which was called Body Mix, and I lived upstairs. So I used to hear the lads all day long. I could hear training downstairs because I used to live above a gym, and it was like just me a 5 a week or something. In the end, they let me do it for now because I did the security for them because I was living there. So the little Bucko, I said, I'm packing in. But he said, why? I said, well, it's not like Rocky. Remember Rocky? When he's running, he's chasing the chicken. I said, you never get to chase any chickens. And he's fucking laughing on the bus. Creased laughing. I went, I want to chase the chicken. When do you chase the chicken? Being a Cockerill, I want to chase the chicken. And we told Roy Hood, and he's Ray Hood, sorry. And Ray was peeing himself laughing. His tears were running down his face. He went, I'll get you the chicken next week, Mr. Cockerill. And it was a joke in the thing for years. People say, here he is waiting for his chicken. Where's my chicken? I was saying, we used to laugh our heads off. We had so much fun there. It was great. So anyway, his brother Bucko was a good bodybuilder. He taught me loads about bodybuilding. Well, died Bucko, Tony. And he used to live in the town. Lovely lad. Emma knows him and everything. And I used to go, when he got me to the big gym, they let me, said, oh, come out the little chapel gym, come train with me. And I got there, it was like fucking something out, fucking Starship's Enterprise, you know, the gym compared to the gym I was in. It was like all leaking the walls, running down the wall, water and everywhere we were at. But we loved it there. But I trained, I got as big as I could there. So then I went to the next level with Bucko. I was training there. So he was like one of my best friends, Bucko. We used to watch the American football and 2, 3, 4 in the morning, all that stuff, you know, because it was only just come out then. So it was about 19, it was just before I worked in the door with this. So then he started working the door with us with John Black. So we all worked together. So it was, I think it was about 17 doormen, I think John had. 17 doormen we had, yeah. So we all worked and I was like the main one. So these lads are all out waiting to have a go with us because we've had a bit of a do with them down the town. Give them the do, anyway, they had a go. So anyway, Bucko said, watch out, bricks, and got it right in the fucking face. As he shouted, watch out, bricks, a fucking building brick hit him, split his face right down there like that, and he had 22 stitches. I think he had about 30, 40 grand. Fucked off to America with the money, and I don't think he's ever come back since. But he was a good lad, Bucko. But he got it with the brick, so I've run over. So I'm stood. Oh, sorry, this is it. So we've got to the gate, and we're opening the gate. So he's shouting, "What's the brick?" So he's got it with the brick, and he said, "What are we going to do?" I was all fucking fighting. I went, "That was main thing. He'd had a drink. Never had a drink in my life. This is the first drink I had. It was with Bernie McDevitt. You got me on a drink. I was 26-year-old. So we were at the gate, and they were trying to shut the gate. I went, "Fuck, shut the gate." I went, "Charge!" You know, like the light brigade. And I ran into them all. They all just dispersed. And he hit one, broke his fucking neck, broke his I broke his jaw and broke his neck for one shot. Got him in this garden across the road. It was a place where they used to have like flats. And we only got one of them. The rest all ran off because they fucking shit themselves. They hit me with sticks and things like that. But I was just fucking bouncing off me like before because of the size of it. I was fucking huge when I was on that door. That was probably the biggest I ever was then, you know, size, muscle-wise and strength. I could really run. So we chased him anyway, but not one of them grassed us up again. So that was another massive fight we had with them. So we used to have these massive fights with them. So one day, I said, I've had a fuck enough of them because they went in the club and they'd filled a couple of doormen in. So I thought, that's it. So I got a gang together, about 14 of us all went looking for them. So we went looking for them and we ended up fucking bashing. I think I bashed about 6 of them in one day. I ended up out of 22 of them there was, main ones, but there was some little skirmish ones, little ones. I broke 18 of the jaws. One of them I broke his jaw 4 times. 4 fucking times. I took 60 grand off him and all. You know, he took 60 grand off him and I took 20 grand off him. 20 grand with a canvas and 60 grand in cash. He used to have a big hotel in Stockton. Went to the hotel and took the money off him for being cheeky. It's all right with me now. But yeah, so all these mad fucking things I've done over the years. And obviously the asshole that I did the book with, he's put them in the book because he believed them. Because there was true people would come and say, oh yeah, it did happen. This did happen and that did happen. Now he's trying to rewrite history by saying it never happened. And they didn't. But obviously they're in my 2004 book. So if they're in the 2004 book and the 2000 book when I did called Street Fighters, how are they going to change the stories from then when that was 20 years ago? 20 odd years ago? 2000, yeah, 23 years ago they were in the book. So, and they were also in the Viv Graham book, some of the stories about what I've done. So he's trying to rewrite history and pretend it never happened, but you can't change history. You can't rewrite history when it's been happened, it's there, and it's in other books, other people talked about it. So we used to work the doors. We used to go boxing. I used to box on I think it was Wednesday night. I'd box, and I used to box on Sunday. But we still went in the door working, so I used to box about, I think it was 5 o'clock till 6. I used to go, and then I got a lift off John from the he'd try and pick us up at the club. Come out and pick us up at the little Frankie Atherton's. He was a good fight. He was from Wigan. And all that love talks like that, and he'd have a little gold tooth and walk like he was gay, but he wasn't gay. He had a wife and 5 kids, and he split up with her. But he fought in Madison Square Garden. Unbelievable. He had the pictures of everything from Madison Square Garden. He won there. He was only a strawweight, lightweight, I think he was. And he showed me that punch where you go, bang, you just throw it. You don't go right like that, or you don't go right that all the way through. You just go, stop, just on the chin. You just go past it about half an inch. So you hit the chin and go, woof, and you snap in. And then because you're snapping, and you hit from your hips, all the weight comes through and generates through that punch. It's like Tyson when he throws that uppercut. I'm not near as good as Tyson, but same type of principle. When he throws that punch, there's 15.5 stone of pure muscle and power coming through that punch. When you throw a punch, it's just an arm strength. You just do that. There's nothing in it hardly. But when you generate your power from your hips and your feet and place your feet right, have your feet flat on the floor, don't have your toes pointed up and all that shite what I tell you. You have them flat. And then you generate all that power in when you snap it. And that's when I used to do a garden fraction, 3 places. You take them there, they're net break. But these are in all my old books. Like Eddie Buick said, I've never seen anyone try to get Eddie on, but he's dead shy with things like this. He had me on the bag. He come to see me. I lived in the other end of Ingleby, and he come up to see me. I had a Jeep. He said, "Oh, what you like on the back then?" I went like just pretending I was shit like that, and messed them up. He went, "Oh, you never fucking, that's not out of the box. This is how you box like this." I went, "Is it a bit like this?" He went, he's raging. He went to me, "Fucking take the piss out behind you." So I went on like I did McIntyre, but I went on my own. He didn't hold us. And he went, "That left hook is unreal." He said, "But that right one, you hit someone with that right hand like that, you'll kill them." He said, "You're not here to knock a John Black used to say the same. You're not trying to knock a wall down, you're trying to knock a man down." He said, "See what they're saying in boxing, any 14-stone man can drop anyone because it takes 14 stone. Anyone who's 14 stone could drop somebody 18, 19 stone because the power's there in that 14 stone if you generate the power. But it isn't if you're somebody's grabbing hold of you and stuff." But when I was hitting the bag with Ernie, he went, "Fucking hell, that left hook's unreal." He said, "You're right over the top. It's like the bag's coming off the wall nearly." He said, "Fucking unbelievable, that power." He said, "But that, I'm telling you now, if you hit somebody with that hands, even Bram Cross, Jonathan Cross, my mate who's the jiu-jitsu lad, he come on the bag with me, and it's that power in that right hand's unreal." He said, "Fucking power's unreal." And he's one of the best jiu-jitsu trainers in the country. He has his own gym in Stockton. And you see him in that shirt of the week. I've known him since he was a kid. He always looked up to me, and I've helped him out when he was a kid, and he's helped me out, like brothers really. Like a dad to me I was. And I helped him train. He was only 18 stone. He come with Goosey. I went, "How do I get bigger?" And I got him to 20 odd stone. And he was benching 400 pounds, things like that. He said, "I can't believe the strength I've got." And I showed him how to do it properly. And I was showing him these right uppercut shots. The power in that, he said, it's unreal. Richie Ross used to say to me, he said, "That power and that, how can you throw a punch from that close and that quick and generate that much power?" I haven't seen it. Peter Ross said the same. I've never seen anyone with that type of power in my life. He said, because mostly people are like 18 stone, 19, 20, 21, 22, you're 24 stone. Most people about 16, 17 stone are a bit stiff. You're so loose. John Black used to say to me, "Don't think of punching tight. Think of punching fast hands. Fast hands are the one that's like, take the bullet you don't hear kills you, doesn't it? It's the same thing. So if you can see the punch come, you can ride it. You can move for the punch." No, Buckman said the same. He said, "The power you've got in your hands is just fucking phenomenal." He said, "But the most amazing thing you've got is hand speed that big. Just doesn't work, doesn't make sense." So even Matt Legg said it. He said the same. Brian's power and speed's phenomenal for a man that big. He said Ray Bam Bam Hilton, I think it was. Brian's really good on them bags and pads. Really, I'm going to go and see Ray when I get back because he seems a nice man, just like myself. He was on the crack, yeah. Ray. He asked me, "Of course, I was." I don't tell lies, mate. You always tell the truth, and it comes back. It doesn't come back and bite you when you start telling lies. Come back and tell, "Well, he said that and she said that," and it doesn't. You just look like a fucking fool. That's why I always tell the truth. Some people don't believe them, but if they don't want to believe it, that's their prerogative. That's up to them. I'll come to the T side and go and ask people like Steve Mack, and ask people like fucking Stephen Sayers or Michael Sayers, or ask people like fucking Bob and Bucko and all the boxing promoters down here and all them, John Dryden, people like that, all them people will tell you how much power they had and how good I was at fighting in the day. You wouldn't get all them books, documentaries. Miss Chathers, thank you very much. Thank you very much. God bless you. Yeah, so what they're doing now is, so when I do a live, what I'm going to have to do, we're going to have to take the lives off, I think, the ones we've done, and not do so many, do the lives, but we're not going to mention him, so he can't get the channel taken down. So obviously he's tried he's been phoning people up and asking people all over the country to strike me. Every friend he's got and every person he knows, he's been telling them, "Yeah, strike your channel." I said, "Well, why would we want to strike Brian's channel? They're lovely people." So he's getting knocked back by everyone, every man in his job. I've had what do you call it? Turnip and and everything. Emma's made beautiful, but to repeat on me a lot. 120 on 56 thumbs up. Come on, guys, get your thumbs pushed. Push the like buttons if you like the stories. Yeah, if you want me to keep going. I'll blackmail you. What else can I tell you? Other stories I've forgotten. I think what else things. Been speedy, got all sorts. He was out one night. Me and him were out for about 7 days one night, one weekend. You stayed out non-stop on ecstasy. So I've come home. I've got the toilet upstairs. I lived in Roseworth then, 29 Rothbury Avenue, which is Stockton. And I've come down, he's dancing with a fucking tree. You know them, not yucca. Remember them trees with little green, fucking loads of trees with little green leaves. So I can't remember. Everyone had them in their houses in the 80s. I can't remember what they're called now. The yucca tree, wasn't it? There was the other one. It was green, like a little bit to white round it. Everyone had them in like a rubber plant, they'll call that, a rubber plant. He's dancing with a fucking rubber plant off his fucking head. He was funny, him, like, you know, it's sadly he got killed. Another one. So that's why I'm saying to kids in schools, don't emulate me. Do the training. Do the education stuff, help people, go out your way to help people, be nice and courteous and respectable. But the main thing is get yourself to school, get yourself a trade. Once you've got a trade, you can always fall back on it. I would have 2 trades. Like my brother can do anything. Terry Dick was to say we can do anything. The next tight, they can do anything. Terry with give him a hammer and nails. My dad's the same. He can build anything. So that my dad yesterday, my mum's. Next killed me tight as a drum. So Papa's got me. Papa's he's on a holiday. He's abroad, so you won't see Papa. But just get into the gym and do a bit of training if you feel depressed. If you get out of bed every day, say you get up in the morning, and every morning you're getting up very depressed. What you could be doing is you're getting up, you're laying in bed too long. You say, I'll get up later. But what happens is in the morning, your stress levels go up by about 150% in the morning. And they get exacerbated even more when you have caffeine. Caffeine makes them go even more higher through the roof. So you're getting up like a panic attack, or you're fed up and I can't be fucking bothered. I'm not getting out of bed. I'm not getting a wash. I can't be bothered. That's the traits of depression coming on. So you need to stop that straight away. You need to say, I'm getting up in the next 10 minutes and I'm going to have a nice, whatever you want to have. Maybe I'll have my coffee, whatever you do. A nice cup of tea or some tea would be probably better. Less caffeine in it. Sugars, cut your sugars down. Have porridge instead. Wheat's really bad for people with their arthritis. Wheat's a nightmare for bad hands. People with arthritis kills you. Tomatoes a nightmare for arthritis. Stop taking them, and I'll tell you what, go gluten-free as well on your food. I know it's a little bit dearer, but it stops there getting that horrible throbbing in your fingers and your hands. That's all it is, arthritis. But you are what you eat. If you eat garbage sweets and cakes and biscuits and 2, 3 and 4 sugars in each cup of tea and coffee all day long, you end up fat as a pig. And then you're getting, when you're 45 to 55, you're a man, you're still having a big cooked breakfast in the morning. So you have the one sausage and one bit of bacon and a couple of spoonfuls. What I might do is I might have like the beans and sausage, make some of them, 2 eggs, 1 big sausage and 1 piece of bacon. So you eat less and often eat 5 little meals. So your metabolism speeding up all the time. But if you eat 3 big meals, you end up struggling. Like I am now. I've had 1 big meal. In the last 4 hours, I've only had this 1 meal. So because I've had a load of food, it's hard to digest it. So you better have them small and often. Because when you're digesting food, your body is burning calories. So if you're digesting 3 meals a day, big massive meals, they're taking ages to digest. And you're not burning the calories off them much. If you're digesting 5 small meals, they digest a lot quicker. And you're still burning calories. 5 times a day, you burn calories. So when you eat your food, you're burning calories as you're digesting. People don't know that. Even sat still doing nothing, you're still burning calories because your digestive system's going around like the tumble dryer, going around and burning the calories up in your system. So if you have 5 small meals, little and often, then that way you're going to digest them a lot quicker and you're going to have a lot less calories in your body. It just makes sense. And it sounds crazy. People are, well, how can 5 meals be better than 3? Because, like I said, you're digesting your food and you're burning the calories. So if you're only digesting 3 meals, you're burning the calories for 3 meals, right? It takes a lot longer because there's more food in you. But if you have 5 meals, little meals, you digest them quicker and it burns up more calories because you burn calories 5 times a day. But don't eat after 8 o'clock on the night. It's things like sugars. Don't be eating things like sugars. Don't be eating things like cakes, biscuits, toast, all that. So you can have like something like peanut butter. You can have any type of meat like pork, fish, chicken, all that type of stuff, but no likes of rice, no potatoes, no chips. All that's pure sugar. All them are sugar. Potatoes are sugar, rice is sugar, pasta is sugar. All them are sugar, and that's what gives you the spikes your pancreas that produces sugar. And if you've got sugar in your system at say 10 o'clock at night, you're going to keep awake because sugars keep you awake. So you're better having protein with no sugars than you're eating the protein. And there's another thing with carbohydrates, which is like sugars, sucrose and fruits and all that type of stuff. They burn the calories they burn, the sugar calories, so the sugars in your system. So when you're having them, they burn about, I think, 2 hours it takes 2 hours to digest. Where you're eating protein takes about 3 hours to digest because it's hard to break down. So you use more acid in the stomach to break it down from your intestines and your small intestines. So it takes longer to break down. Because it takes longer to break down, therefore you burn calories longer. So you burn more calories in your stomach when you're sitting about. So when you're sitting about eating meat, you burn the calories and it's taking longer to burn, but you're still burning calories. So the fat's coming off you as you sit about doing now. But if you're eating sugars and cakes and biscuits, that's putting that then spikes the pancreas, that produces sugar, that sends the sugars then into your liver, which is a glycogen. Glycogen stores in the liver and you can't burn that up. So if you're eating the protein, if you're eating smoothies, you've already digested it, so it goes straight in the glycogen in the liver, so you're not burning it up. The only way you can burn that glycogen up then is training the next day. So if you would have them smoothies every night, you're building more fat and more fat and more fat, and then you build subcutaneous fat, which is that like belly fat where you can't get it off, and you think, well, how the fuck do I get this off? But I have, when I wake up in the morning, I have a tablespoonful of apple cider vinegar, a tablespoonful of lemon juice, half a pint of water, just sip it, drink that, and it helps to clear out your arteries. It goes through your arteries, helps to clean your arteries out. It goes around your skin, cleans your skin's nice and healthy. It's good for your stomach as well, helps your stomach, and it's really good for you overall for being well, because it breaks down them horrible sugars. See, the worst thing you can eat is sugar. Sugar is the one that gets the blockage in your heart, the one that blocks in your brain, where you get in your arteries in your brain, and that's the one that gives you, when you have that blockage, the sugar, that breaks, say you've got a hose pipe and it's running perfect, and if you stand on it, then the water's not going to come out, and that's what happens. So they, in layman's terms, that they block here, like the hose pipe, the blockage goes there, so that can't get through the blood. So if the blood can't get through, there's only so much time for the oxygen to go through the blood in your brain. It cuts that blood off. The blood then cuts the oxygen off. Then you get a stroke, and then usually get it. Usually get one, and then you sometimes get two, and then the third one's a lethal one. But but to stop that and do that, porridge is great as well. Like I said, no sugar with the porridge. But if you have to, just have like 1 teaspoonful. Have the porridge in the morning, because porridge has got sugar, but it's a really slow burner. So, for instance, if you had 10 logs on a fire and they were all burned like mad, it'd be red hot, but they'd burn a lot quicker. But if you had a log just smouldering on a fire, that's what porridge does. So you take the porridge 8 in the morning, and you'll take it, and it'll just burn slowly. It stops you being hungry, because you're still burning it for hours and hours. So it's a good way to take porridge in the morning. The breakfast of champions is eggs, maybe 2 poached eggs, maybe 1 slice of brown bread. Granary bread's nice, and also porridge. That's the best thing. And if you do want sugars, just use a tablespoonful of honey. Honey's better for you. Honey's really good for your body. It gives you energy as well when you run about. Toxin, nasty comments in the chat, and I'm not.
You say that's one of the worst, don't you, to be addicted to sugar?
Yeah, it's the most.
He's saying thinks that addicted to sugar, but if that's possible, you said people actually shake, don't they, coming off doing that?
Yeah, what you do, you get like a sugar rush. You don't like people with into Coke and they're addicted to Coke. It's not the actual Coke they're addicted to. It's the 14 spoonfuls of sugar. You didn't know that, did you? It's just 14 teaspoonfuls of sugar in 1 tin of Coke. So imagine that, 14 of them, if you're having fucking 10 of them a day. So you're talking at that levels. So it's sugar, and it's got also, do not fucking take them saccharins, or them sweeteners. Sweeteners, the whole human body cannot break them down. So when you're taking them and you're taking it, oh, that's sweet. That sweet there never digests. It turns into sludge and it goes in your small intestines. It can give you colon cancer. It's really dangerous stuff. And they're also known to give people migraines and brain tumours. They're really bad things, them sweeteners. They're one of the worst things you can take. But they don't digest. Your human body cannot digest them. So they're just stores in the small gut. So what you need to do is get probiotic drinks. Drink one of them, because the bacteria in them is a good bacteria. They've got millions of good bacteria. If you drink one of them first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, take them first, and then that will kill all the bad bacteria in your stomach, and it makes your stomach. One of the main things people have got IBS system, their little bowel system, is mainly because you eat the wrong foods. And when you eat the wrong foods, it just makes your stomach go in a pot. Especially if you're eating like custody things and things like that, and milk's one of the worst nightmares. Now, full fat milk, when you drink full fat milk, it curdles into little tiny balls like that, tiny little balls, and it goes in your stomach, and it takes hours and hours to digest. So never ever have a protein with milk. Never do it with water, because when you put the water in it, it digests straight away into your liver, goes into the liver, and the liver digests it, it breaks down, and it goes into protein straight in your liver, and you can use that as an energy source. But when you do it with milk, it takes that long. What happens is it takes about 2 hours to digest with milk. So if it's taking 2 hours to digest, that means if you've took that an hour before training, say you take a protein drink an hour and a half before training with water, it'll digest by the time you train. If you take an hour and a half before you train, your body's still got is the milk's in the body. So the milk needs to be broken down. So what happens, blood sends, when you're digesting stuff, your belly draws blood into the belly to help digest the food. So therefore, if you're putting the blood into your belly, then you haven't got the blood in your muscle. So you need every bit of blood you've got. Say you're doing biceps, you want them in the biceps. So if you're training, you've got a belly full of blood, then that's hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the oxygen in the blood. So you're out of breath because you've got no oxygen. Your blood is in your stomach. So it's detrimental to the muscle. You won't get a pump as much because the blood is in the stomach. You need the blood in the muscle. So you would take the protein drink an hour and a half before water. Then the blood is not in the stomach. And then the hemoglobin is going around the body, which is oxygen, and pumping up oxygen around your body. And that's the thing. See, people get it all mixed up. This is the thing that bodybuilders, the Western bodybuilders, most people, 99%, get the training perfect. The thing they get fucked up is the diet. They all go, well, I'm right, having 5 or 6 pints. I'm just an hour in the gym. No, you're not. The pints of lager are full of sugar. If you want to have a drink, have a whiskey, have a vodka, a couple of you can have 2 or 3 of them a week. A few shots a week is good for you. It opens your arteries. It helps your body. It's really good for you having a vodka. I used to take one before you compete on stage. It helps the blood run around the body quicker, and you pump up quicker. So you always just have a cork for the vodka before you went on stage. But I'm not about drinking bottlefuls. I'm about having 3, maybe 5 or 6 shots a week. If you had a shot every night, it'd be all right. It's actually good for your body. Even red wine's really good for your body. It's good for your heart, to say. But not when you're drinking bottlefuls of it. It's like anything in life. It's like if you train like me every day like a lunatic, you probably end up being poor like me with all the injuries I've got. But if you just did it and just keep yourself fit, push yourself and your heart, push yourself. As long as you stress your heart and you make it pounding and pounding, that then pushes the arteries open. The arteries open up, and that way it pushes the sugar out, pushes all the bits out your arteries, so they're clean then. So it's not, the hose pipe's not getting blocked then. So that's what you need to do.
John's asking, what about soy milk?
I'm not clued up on the soy milk, mate, but a lot of people like it. I just don't like the taste of it myself. Yeah, I tell you what, a lot of people, it's good for people. Some people struggle with diet is cows, goat's milk. Goat's milk's supposed to be a lot better for you than cow's milk, so that doesn't curdle in the stomach. So cow's milk curdles in your stomach. I used to drink 10 pints a day of it every day, 10 pints to keep my weight up and the calories up. But obviously I was younger than you can do it, but when you're getting older, you don't need as much because that's full of sugar as well. Milk, it's got the sugars in that, so it's everything's nearly sugar, everything. What's up, Johnny? Avoid them artificial sweet. Yeah, you're too right, Johnny. John 84 about soy milk. Yeah, it will be good. I'll tell you the truth, I've never really bothered with it. I've never been coerced with it, so I'm not an expert on that. But the other milks, I know. I know the thing is between the green milk and the red milk's only 1 calorie. So to con that, my mate told me later, he said there's only 1 calorie difference between the milks. So it's a bit of a con. But the blue top one is full fat. Yeah, you can't take the milk because you need. And another thing, when you train on the weights, you must get the glycogen in your body, which would be something like, say, a fresh orange juice straight after training. a banana straight after training, an apple, a pear, whatever, but don't liquidize it, because if you liquidize it, you've already digested it, so it goes straight into your intestines, goes through, digested, so therefore you're not digesting it, so it stores in the glycogen again. But you can do that if you're training. You're already to do that if you're training. If you want to do it a quick way. But I like eating the pulp. If you eat the pulp of the banana, then you digest it through your system because it's digestible, where the other way your body liquidized it, so it's been solidified, so you broke it down for the intestines to go straight into your liver. So it's good in one way if you want to do it to put the sugars in straight back in, but you must put sugar straight in your body after training, because your body is depleted. That would be like having a battery on a car and putting the lights on all night. You go out and you fucking hell, they've gone out, so you need to charge it back up. So what you do to charge that back up, you take the sugars that go through your pancreas, then digest them through the intestine, then the small intestine, and they go through the liver. When they're in the liver, then they break down as a sugar. They're in there as it's called glycogen, which is the energy source, like a battery. So you're recharging your battery every day. You've got to keep doing that. See, bodybuilding's the hardest sport in the world. Training boxing's harder, but keeping your physique wise, bodybuilding's the hardest sport. You can go on a show, and I've seen lads go on and they've mistimed it by 10 minutes or 20 minutes. So what you do is you take no carbs for 48 hours. So the water then comes out your skin. So the water's not under the skin there. So it comes out the skin. And then for 24 hours, you put carbs in. So it's in it. Your muscle then, the water's come out of here under the skin. So then you're putting the water into the muscle. So the muscle expands. So you can see all the veins sticking out and everything. But if you take too much and you do it too long, the muscle will go back under the skin. Where it's under the skin, it makes you smooth. So for 24 hours, you don't have any carbs. Deplete them. And then for 24 hours to 48 hours, you take the carbs. And then you get on stage, and the veins are all ripped because the water's come out from under the skin. But then the water's come out of the muscle as well. So then for 24 hours, you put the water back into the muscle, but it takes 48 hours to go under the skin. So if you get it wrong by an hour or 2 hours or something like that, 20 minutes, you can fuck it up. So that's how they get that ripped. But they only rip like that for 1 day. When you see them on stage ripped all in veins, it's only 1 day. So all that training, they won't train for maybe 3 or 4 months. They'll have 3 or 4 months off. Then they'll kick in training. They'll go on the steroids, come off the steroids for say 6 months. Then they'll go on the steroids for 3 months before the show, and then start cutting up on everything. And what they do is, to get the water out of the system, they'll go and when they're dieting, they'll pee in a bucket and they'll measure it, or they can pull a little thing where it can weigh it, and they weigh it or they measure it, and then what they do is you go to the bucket. So you think, right, I've peed that much. So you say you put a pint of water in, and you've gone that, and you've looked and you've peed 1.5 pints of water. So you know next time I have to put less than the 1.5 pints in. So you go down like that till you get it right down. But that's how they do it. So every day you put a little bit less water and a little bit less water until you the whole vascularity comes. But a lot of people have died through it because of dehydration. Is the fucking worst thing. That is the worst thing you can do in bodybuilding if you dehydrate, especially in the heat. Your brain's about 80% water. As soon as you start getting dizzy, you must drink. As soon as you feel thirsty, that means you're dehydrated. As soon as you go to the toilet and your pee smells or it's a bit orangey, that's you dehydrated. You must replenish that water straight away. I drink about 8 pints. I used to drink 10 to 15 pints when I was 24 stone, when I was on the steroids and all that stuff, because obviously you flush it out better. And that's one of the best things to clean you out with water. If your skin keeps healthy, just tap water is okay. There's no wrong with it. But you need to drink water. Another thing is, if you're not drinking enough water, what happens is a lot of people that can't go to the toilet for a pill, and they're on them Senecot and they're on them laxatives and stuff. The main reason is because what you're doing is you're not going to drink enough water. So what happens is your kidneys need to pee every 4 hours at least, or you can damage your kidneys. So what happens is your intestines have got water in them. So when you go for a poo, it pushes and it goes through because it's soft, and the water makes it go through because it goes through your intestines. But when it goes dry, and the stools are dry and they're tight and your intestines are dry, you're trying to push something through rough. Like it's like you couldn't push something through something rough, could you? Like say clay or something. So it's like trying to poo clay, dry clay. So when it's the other way, it's a little bit soggy, your poo, because there's water in it. So then you can poo it out easier. But when you don't take enough water, your kidneys are the most important thing. So your kidney tells your brain, listen, I need the water. So what it does then, it takes the water out of your intestines and then sends them to your kidneys where you can pee. But then you can't poo. So you've got to get everything balanced. It's all balanced. So you think I can't go to the toilet because you've peed and your intestines have took the water out your intestines, so you can't poo. So it's then clear. So it's dead hard. And it's really hard to go to the toilet. Little bowel syndrome. That's the whole thing. That's what it's all about. Eating the right foods. Gluten-free is quite good. It is gluten-free porridge and things like that. Wheat a bit terrible for hands, like I said to you. If you're all right with your hands and things like that, they're good, but things like that, tomatoes, nightmare, absolutely kills your hands, stings your hands. Cold weather stings your hands as well when it's freezing cold. You can tell when it's going to rain if you've got bad arthritis, because people get it in the knees and in the my knees get it, but they're not so bad lately, mate, because I've been training this new way. I've been training and I've strengthened them up really good. I'm doing 60 kgs from squat now for 30 reps. I couldn't even bend over. I couldn't do nothing. If it wasn't for Emma, I wouldn't be here. It was Emma who helped me walk. It was Emma who fed me. It was Emma who washed me. It was Emma who cut my hair. It was Emma who clothed me every day. It was Emma who fed me like a baby. I couldn't do nothing. I went back to being like a little kid. I had nothing. My hands were like that. I was like that, shaking. And that scumbag was going, I'll fight you, I'll fight you. When you knew it was like that, like on the bed, like absolute. Like my hands were gone. He's laughing, please, laughing. Thought it was clever. But the thing is now, everyone's laughing at him. So the great thing is, it's so, like the Lord Jesus said, it always goes back round, doesn't it? Karma comes back round. It's come back around. Certainly bit him on the ass now. So they've got nothing. They haven't got a thing. They've got no money, and now just trying everything they can. They've got nothing. Like Terry said, the thing is, it's so sad about it. He could have kept going with you. You would have kept loyal because you are loyal, Brian. But he's not loyal. He just thought more for stuff, more for that, and more for that. But it's run out now. There's no books and out on any shelves or anywhere. There's no money getting made. And the books that were on recently have all been taken down. They've been sold for £0.00 because they're obviously cleaning the shop, which is Rob Brenton of Walk Right Press World Publishing. They're now devastated. Apparently, they're fucking telling people. And Pontifact, he's absolutely ruined my business. He's ruined the whole company. He just can't stop with that insensitive, non-stop texting. He's obsessed with it. So I think he's got binned him. I've just got a feeling Brenton's binned him. I just have that feeling in my head. I really do. But they'll never write another book again, which is the great thing because everyone knows now. And like I say, we will get our just desserts when Amazon are looking into it now, and they'll think, he hasn't been paid yet. They have been paid this, and they have been paid that. So that's the great thing. So the lady contacted them the other night, which is great news. And she said before she was a Christian, so she's come forward again now. So it's great. 112 minutes, 130 minutes. I've hurt my side, my stomach. I've trained today. I've strained myself a bit. YouTube, Dad, Phil Summit. Problem, right? Cat Man, Johnny Watchdog, Richard Monroe. Hello, mate. Irish Bull. I never seen you there, son. My little son. Did you? Weird City. Did Edgar Lee? Yeah, Edgar son. Never seen you at the bottom there. Been sneaking out of the way, yeah. Helen Dennis. Oh, she's got a spanner now. You're in trouble now. Helen's got the spanner. John 84. Lucky. Brian's great. John 84. Emma. Lucky Brian. Great. Yes, she is. Yeah, we both love each other to bits. You know, the world. I do anything for her. She does anything for me. So that's the way love is, isn't it? I mean, if you're in love with someone, you're in love with them. If you're not, you're not. But if you're not, Jesus Christ is the truth. That's the one, mate. You can't lie to him. He's there every day, every second, and every minute, and you cannot lie. And the thing is, the ones who are evil end up being possessed by the devil, and the devil, that's what happened to these. These are definitely demonic, and it's sad to say. 10 litres of water daily for me. Watch dogs. Yeah, 10 litres. Yeah, about 10 litres of water. I think it's about 10 pints a day, roughly, for somebody 10 stone. I think it's a pound. What we used to do in the body, we used to say, for every stone you are, drink a pint of water, and that we can fall out of the you've still always got something in your system. But I was drinking more because I was on steroids and stuff, so you need a little bit more when you, especially if you're training the way I was training, like to the limit, and you're pouring sweat dripping out you. You you need more water in your body, simple as that. But you don't. Women probably have about 6 pints of water, but don't drink it. And let me tell you this now: no, it doesn't count if you have a coffee. Put the water in the coffee then is dehydrates you because it's got caffeine in it. Even didn't know this. Even caffeine-free coffee's got caffeine in it. It's just got less. So it's just a pure con. And did you know this? Tea bags have more caffeine in per pound than any coffee. They've got more. So people, my dad drinks 20, 30. That's why you're dehydrated, you lunatic. Don't forget to push the light buttons 90 on 66 out me. Besides killing me, really, really sore about myself. Better about a hair, yeah. I did it last night. I was doing training. Really good last night. About 1 o'clock in the morning, I was up training. I meant like I have to do it, Got to do it. If I don't do it, I'll just lay there and go, no, I need to do it. I'm like them people, who've got bulimia or something. I don't eat loads of food. I Emma will tell you I don't eat a lot of food. I eat good food. I'll have like a cereal in the morning. I have the porridge every day, but I also shot a bit of Rice Krispies in because there's no sugars, no sugars in them. There's no calories in them. Anything. There's definitely no cholesterol in them, so they're really good for that. I like having them a couple of times a week. A good sauce, but like I say, the wheat's no good for my hands. Kills you. Yeah, my intestines. It beats up being rude. You've got to do it properly. You've got to say, stop extracting the urine. A barrister taught me that. He's just extracting the urine, Your Honour. Taking the piss. Emma's your guardian angel. She's fucking more than that. She's like a pit bull as well. Jesus Christ is the truth. He is. I tell me that with a little sad thing. God bless her. She's handing the song to me today. Happy Father's Day. She made one up with her and Eli were singing in the kitchen downstairs, making me something to eat. I couldn't have got through this without her. Honestly, I couldn't have. She's been like an absolute blessing. If I'd have got this on my own, I'd have been an old people's home. I would have been honest. I'm not joking, because no one could have looked after me because it was that big. Like they had five people in the hospital helping me out. I've had 4 or 5 people when I was in hospital. But if it wasn't for him, I'd have been back to normal now, because obviously what he was saying to Emma was going to do, I had to sign myself out. So I had to come home 9 weeks early. So he ruined my recovery and everything. So not just my mental health, he ruined my recovery as well. That made my mental health bad, because obviously starting to rape Emma was terrible. And she was in a bag of nerves. So I had to come home 9 weeks early. So we've got through it. We're here. We're stuck together. We've had all the shit. We've had fire bombs. We've had petrol bombs. We've had threats to rape, threats to murder, threats to kill Eli's, threats to shooters. We've had people knocking on doors and running off. We've had all sorts of shit. And we're still living in the same house. We're still together. We still haven't broke up. We'll never break up, because that's what they want. The Lord Jesus wants us together, because me and them are together are a better force. United we stand, divided we fall. So we together, me and Emma, and Eli and Bobby, as a family, we stick together as a family. Where he'll go to see rent people, and they'll go and see the other ones, the girls, and pay them. That's not you're not in love with your wife. That's abusing your wife and abusing your child and abusing your family. I couldn't do that to my wife. I wouldn't want to. I've got the beautifulest wife in the world, beautiful brother and family I've got in the world. I've got the beautifulest little dog in the world. I wouldn't want to upset the apple cart in any way, shape, or form. I'm happy inside, physically, mentally, and the love in this house is unbelievable. And everyone else can feel it when they come here. Pat said the same. There's so much love in this house, so much love for you, so much love around the country, around the world for you. He said, "There's no one going to come to your house because you've got thousands and thousands of travellers behind you just around the country." He said, "They all love you, Brian, because what you've done in the past, all your stories, and what you did. We all watched as kids. He watched my documentary over and over again. Papa, he's fucking huge now, and he watched it, and he got the bit where my security firm got the number, and the last digit was missing, so he'd phone 01642 533 536, whatever. Then he'd do it again till he got the last done number. And it was that. I went, "Who's that?" He said, "Is that the tax man?" I went, "Oh," he went, "Oh," and he put the phone down and shit. He's only about 15 or something. He said, "We shit ourselves, me and my brother." So his brother come on alive. He was telling the story on the interview, like, I don't know if you missed it. He went, "Oh yeah, we phoned you. We watched your thing loads of times." So it made him be the man he is now. So when things like that happen, you feel like great, because it helped him become the man he is now. It's great. He's a great human being, as you all know, Papa. He can fight anyone on the planet, but he's got the heart of a lion, but he's got a heart of a gentleman as well. Lovely, respectable young lad. Not one bit of bullying in him. And you see him try fighting at the Ricky and the lads with him the other day. It was funny. So he's always making us laugh and having a bit of fun. He doesn't brag about what he can do and what he is and what this. He doesn't have to, because he's already done it, you know. And where he's from, the area, they all love him. Yeah, anyone have questions about anything? 89 on 66. Oh, 66. Route 66. It's in America. That's the biggest road in America, Route 66. The biggest taxman wasn't me, you know. Genghis Khan was the biggest. He was a Mongol warrior from Mongolia. And they were the biggest near Russia is and China. So his dad got kidnapped. He was a kid. He was called Imogen. His dad named him after his dad was the Khan. Khan means the king. So his dad named him Imogen. So Imogen Khan. But he came called Genghis Khan. So Genghis Khan became the greatest warrior ever. And what they used to do is, like nomads, you know, they would be on horseback and they could just move all the house living within about an hour, everything on horseback and gone. So they started going into villages and stuff. He never lost a battle ever. Caesar was another great one, but he was still better than him. He never lost a battle or a war. Caesar lost a few battles. He won most of the wars. So the Romans were there for 1,000 years, as you know. But Genghis Khan would go around. He'd go to places like, say, in China. So, right, what do you pay every month? A levy. A levy means like money, like for like the council tax. Oh, we pay £50,000 a year or something. He said, right, you'll give me 40,000, not 100,000 a say. He'd say, well, you give me 50,000, I'll look after you. Now, if they wouldn't give him it, he'd wipe every fucking one of them out. He'd kill the cows, the horse, the dogs, the cats, the babies, everyone, kill everyone. He'd kill them all ruthless to where. So people went, fuck this, you're going to pay half the money. He's going to look after you. So he virtually conquered the whole of China with a little Mongol warriors. Warriors were the best. They were a little tiny sword, arrows and bows and that. And they were brilliant on horseback and they could lean down and shoot. And they were the best horsemen in the world. So they conquered the whole of China by going around, taxing them, saying, you paid 100 grand, give me 50, I'll make sure nobody troubles you. And that's what he done. But if you didn't pay it, he used to wipe them out, just destroy them. But people don't know this, but 23 or 27% of the world are Khans. He impregnated thousands and thousands of women. He was about, I think, 66, 67 when he died. So he impregnated thousands of women. So 23%, if you have a look on Google or something, I'll tell you, 23 or 27% of the world are from Khan. You go Genghis Khan. Another story I've learned is. Right, guys, I'm going to shoot. It's 1 hour and 30 minutes nearly done. Been fantastic tonight. Be back on again tomorrow. 14 cans a daily. Barley affects me. I still work, but not trouble. Father's Day today. Dad, let me the kids. It's the best. Yeah. Yes. Edgar Lee. So everyone, I hope you're okay. Don't forget to push the like buttons for us, guys. There's only 66 tonight. We need to get up to 100 by tonight. You're looking good. Yeah, so we're not mentioning that you did no more now. So we're just going to keep doing the nice podcasts, the nice positive ones, the ones where we're helping people like we did. We created it for in the first place to help people get better. Don't forget, if you're getting up in the mornings, if you're going to get up and you're getting depressed, get out of bed and say to yourself, today I'm going to have a great day. Brainwash yourself. Don't say, I'm going to be depressed. I'm going to be depressed, because then you set yourself up to be depressed. Keep telling your brain that you're going to be great. Keep telling your body you're going to be great. Get up in the morning, get a wash, get your teeth brushed, make your bed. Always make your bed and have a cup of coffee or whatever you're going to have. Like that. If you can't take it. But it does make you exacerbate your stress hormones are up. It's called your cortisol levels. They're up by 150% in the morning. For the first hour in the morning, or an hour and a half it is, they're high as hell. So when you get up, try and occupy, maybe take the dog out, have something to eat and take the dog out for a walk. Get up earlier than you go if you're going to work, so the hormones come down by doing a little walk or something, because that's when they're at the highest. And that's why people, I'm not getting out of bed, I can't be bothered, I can't face the day and stuff. So if you can force yourself out of bed and have something to eat and go for a walk with the dog, then your levels will start dropping down. And you're sitting about just saying, oh, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. So as soon as you're occupying your mind starts getting better. As soon as you're sitting the devil with idle hands, remember that saying? So what happens is you start creating things in your mind that aren't even there. So you start thinking about, he said this and she said that and he said that. Thank you, PC, mate. God bless you. Gifted by our memberships. Thank you very, very much. Yeah. Colin, Johnny Jump. There's loads on here tonight. Loads of this. I wouldn't think there'd be so many on tonight with the big gun. But yeah, so I'm going to shoot anyway, guys. Besides killing me, I'd have been staying a little bit longer. I'm going to have to lay down and try and see what's wrong with me. I think I've strained something there. Right, love yous all. Speak to you soon. You're only a text away if you need me. You know that.